Steph here, relational alchemist, community builder and change maker. Welcome to this video on self-love and cooperation. Cooperation with self and with others and how that impacts our lives. And today in this video, I would love to be able to address specifically self-love in children. And how do we cooperate as children? How do we cooperate with the outside world, with each other, with ourselves? Let me begin with self-love. Let me begin with taking you on a journey of what it means to love self and the importance of this. And let me begin with clarity. Let me begin with finding clarity. As a young person moving through the world, I made various transitions. As we do, we move through various transitions in life. And as I moved through life in so many different ways as a young person, as a child, as a teenager as well, I discovered various synchronicities in life. I would notice that I was able to observe the world with such wonder and such curiosity and such creativity. And it was the most beautiful feeling. And as I grew up, as I became older, I noticed that curiosity was dwindling a little bit. That wonder, that wonderment began to die down just a little bit, more and more every day. And of course I allowed that to happen, but it was also, as many children are, as many of you are that are watching this, that are children, that are young adults, that are teenagers. Sometimes we're affected by the constraints or the pressures of society, and we lose our way, we lose our ability to be clear, our ability to embody clarity. And it's sad, and that childlike wonder is something that every sentient being, every human being needs on this earth, including you as a child, including your grandfather, your uncle, your auntie, adults. It doesn't matter what age we are, but that infinite childlike wonder, that curiosity, that wonderment in self, it breeds clarity. And when we have clarity in life, we are able to approach life from a way that makes sense, that aligns with what is most important to us, our values, our purposes per se. We're able to have meaningful, fulfilled experiences in life. And one of the greatest goals in life, one of the greatest embodiment practices is to be happy, to experience existential and internal happiness. It is something that has been discussed for the ages. Thousands of years ago, philosophers were speaking to what does it mean to be happy? What does it mean to embody happiness? And I have a really simple formula for you. And this is the beginning stages of self-love. One of the beginning stages, one of the foundations laid for loving self. And we're going to go into a little bit deeper what that actually means. Happiness, the formula for happiness, is gaining clarity on who we are, being convicted in our clarity. In other words, believing in ourselves, believing that what we want from life and who we are is paramount to our health. And then we align our actions, our everyday actions, with that purpose, with that clarity, with what we desire, with what we wish to have and experience and embody in life. Now, when we do this, we allow meaning and fulfillment to transpire in every experience that we have. And it is meaning and fulfillment in experience that lays the foundation for happiness. Now, when we are in a happy state of being, we are in an open state of being. I'm taking you on a journey now, yeah? Now, an open state of being means that we are open to receiving, allowing the wonder of life to come through. We begin to observe the nuances and the beauty that is in life. But when we're in a closed state of being, perhaps because we are not happy, we are not experiencing happiness, we are in a chronic state of depression or a depressed state where we are out of alignment with our values, we're not living conducive to our truth, we're being told what to do, we're living someone else's values and what's important to them, and we are stuck in our ways as children. And this happens to adults as well, because we've never learned as young people. We become stuck, we come from fear. When we come from fear and sadness, we are stuck we are constricted, we are restricted in our movement, in our thoughts, in our feelings, in our ability to express, to connect with others, to connect with life, to connect with who we are. And it is sad. So when we are happy, we're in open states, receiving states of being. And we can begin to contemplate what it means to love, what it means to be a wonderful, embodied, connected human being. And instead of noticing or paying attention or switching our perspective to the pain points in our life, which exists and that's okay, but we begin to focus more on what makes our hearts sing, what makes us happy, what makes us who we truly are. And in that happiness, we can begin to identify what value do we bring to the world? What value do we bring to earth, to community, to ourselves? We begin to focus on, hey, I'm a really good human being. This is the value that I bring. And it could be I'm able to console my peers or my friends when they're hurting. I am a generous person. I'm a curious person. I am really great with my hands. I can create. I can write. I can speak. I can connect people. I'm an empath, so I feel deeply. There are so many attributes that you have that you will begin to notice about yourself, and you will begin to love those aspects of self because you link and connect them to how they serve other people. If there's something that I can let you know about moving through the world as an adult, is that our greatest service comes from service, serving our own soul and serving our own journey, but also serving others, family, community, friends, lovers. I call it selfish selflessness. And you have to have the right type of selfishness and the right type of selflessness, and it has to be balanced in a very specific way. And it becomes beautifully endearing when we balance ourselves in that way and we move through the world in that way. It becomes powerful. And then through self-love, through acknowledging our wonder, the value we bring to the world, guess what happens? We can cooperate, we can co-create with others because we have clarity on who we are. We have complete clarity and alignment on where we wish to be. So we begin then to notice what alignment is outside of us, in our community, in our world, in our suburb. We're so hyper-connected these days, right? With globalization, technology, social media, etc. Like it's easy to connect. And then we cooperate with people that we value, that we see value in, that we observe and feel value in, that can also add value to our lives, but we can add value to their lives, and then we can cooperate and we can co-create wonder. We can co-create business models, projects, systems, models that can impact the world beautifully. Being of service is innate within us. It's biologically ingrained within our DNA, within our brain neurology. It serves us to be of service to the world, to our interconnected community, to our friends, our loved ones, ourselves. So cooperation begins with how can you love yourself? How can you know yourself? Explore the inner chasms of your being, your mind. If you experience difficulty and sadness and challenge, because that's a perfect breeding ground for self-assessment, for self-awareness, for self-gnosis, for self-exploration. Move into that. Be with that. Explore that. Begin to delayer yourself. Understand yourself. Explore your belief systems, what makes you who you are, your models of reality, what you think about this, what you think about that, what you think about yourself. And ask yourself, is it conducive to what you value most? And if you don't know what you value most, well, there's always a protocol and a system and a process and a journey for that as well, where you can identify what is it that I value most, that's most important to me. What is my purpose or purposes for being here? Because we're such multi-dimensional, multi-layered beings that we have many reasons why we are here. So self-love lends itself to effective cooperation in the world, which lends itself to mastering co-creation and developing things, experiences, systems, products of value that people can really appreciate, that it can enrich their lives. But more so, you can just become an inspired, sovereign being through self-love and cooperating with the inner mechanisms of self. And of course, then bringing in people that you care about, that care about you. And this also extends itself to your intimate romantic relationships too. As a relational alchemist, I focus on assisting people in enhancing, evolving, expanding their relationships to self, to people, to purpose, to ideas, to belief systems, to everything that one experiences internally and existentially, externally. It's a beautiful place to be. It begins with self-love. It begins with appreciating self, respecting self, being in gratitude for who you are and what you have access to. That's so important. Gratitude is a huge component of self-love, because through gratitude, we change our neurochemistry, we change our physiology, and we also change our focal points in life. And we also change our demeanor, our personality per se, our expressions, the way we relate with others and relate to ourselves. And we begin to really observe the blessings in life. That changes our state from a closed state, perhaps from fear, constriction, restriction, limitation, to an open state, expansiveness. That's power. That's authentic power, because it's coming from a place of sincere intention. An intention to be the best, grandest, most present version of yourself, and to give the most of who you are, to be present, and to allow, to receive the wisdom that comes from being in an open state of being. Or immersing in an open state of being. That's probably more correct. Love yourself for who you are. There is so much value in your life. You have so much to give. I know this. I know this on so many levels and layers. I deal with so many people day in and day out for years now, and I see the wonder and the beauty in people that is locked away because of fear, because of the cultural clutter that is just pushed upon us. And we can move through that. We can filter all that out, but it begins with curiosity, infinite childlike wonder. That's the starting point. And a willingness and a yearning to explore the self and everything in our world. And begin to find, every day, spend 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes every day writing down how grateful you are for life and what you are grateful for, what you appreciate about yourself. And what can you do to enhance the world and enhance your own being, your own experiences. I promise you, the left-right hemispherical brain integration that takes place, the integration between the lower and the upper brain that takes place, changes the way we view the world, the way we view ourselves, the way we move openly through life. Love yourself, to love others, to love the world, to love life. Life loves you. You just need to recognize it. And we recognize it through our mindset, through our perceptions, through our vantage points, the vantage points that we take, the perspectives that we take on life, and the way we view ourselves. You are of tremendous value. Please know this. Please believe this. Please embrace and embody this. I'm wishing you many blessings on your journey. Make 2018, make any year, make every year the most incredible year of your life, the most incredible minute, the second minute, hour, day, week, month. Make it the most incredible experience you can by choosing to acknowledge your brilliance. Wishing you many blessings on your journey. Thank you. And you can reach me at S.Sifandos.com and my YouTube channel, S.Sifandos, where there are hundreds of videos there, all speaking to evolving the self, understanding self, connecting to self, reaching peak states of human performance and experience, and what it means to be in relationship to all that is, and how we can most effectively and most efficiently, most lovingly bring that out in ourselves and in each other. Thank you so much.